So we all know what's happened in Flint. The Republicans took over the state government and poisoned black kids with lead. Okay. Okay, page 2. So how did that happen? Well, I'm going to break it down for you. This is the most breakity-down breakdown. In 2011, the city of Flint went underwater. So they were no longer in the black, they were in the red. They were technically bankrupt because they were in debt $15 million. That's what they were in debt. $15 million in 2011. So then Rick Snyder, the governor of Michigan, said, guess what? You don't get to have any local government anymore. He tossed out their mayor, their city council, and he institutes what they call a city manager. Under state law in Michigan, if a municipality is bankrupt or underwater or in the red, the state, if they want, can throw out their local governance and install a city manager to get their books in order, and then as soon as they're above water, they turn it back over to democracy. So democracy only works in good times. According to the state of Michigan.
But they didn't throw out the manager and the city council. They just basically defanged them. There was still a mayor.
Yeah, there was still
a city council, but the guy in charge was a city manager.
Yeah, so they basically got rid of the governance in Flint and replaced them with a city manager who now makes all the decisions.
But the reason why I mentioned that is because the mayor of Flint was a piece of shit.
Yes, also.
He went along with this like nobody's business. He was as much a part of the problem as anybody.
So in 2011, they institute the city manager because of a $15 million shortfall. In April 25th of 2014 is when they switched the water source. So they went from where they normally get their water.
So they were
the Detroit Water Service.
The Detroit Water Program, and what they are building another water program. And until that goes online, they were like, well, we can use the water from the Flint River. Basically because Detroit said, here's what it would cost to bridge you between your current contract and when your new thing's ready. And they went, oh, we can't pay for that. It was roughly $12 million. And they went, oh, we can't pay for that. We'll just get it out of the river. So that's where that's and the water program that they're waiting on isn't going to be ready until 2016. Until later this year.
So on April 25th, 2014, Flint switched from their water service from the Detroit Water Service to getting the water from the Flint River. That was in April of 2014. In October of 2014, General Motors refused the water. So April, they switch. In October, GM says the water from Flint's municipality is corroding the stuff in our plant.
Can I say something? Even before that, in May of that year, citizens were in large numbers saying there's something wrong with the water. It tastes wrong. The color is wrong. There is something wrong with this water. So it was an immediate thing.
So in October of 2014, GM refuses their water. In September of 2015 is when Governor Snyder finally acknowledged a problem. So GM knew in October. It took a year. It took 11 months for the governor to get on that. Hey, we're poisoning our citizens with lead. Kids. How many kids? All of them. All the kids in Flint. So this is what Rick Snyder had to say about who's at fault. Mr. Governor, who took over a municipality, appointed an emperor to run it.
And there were 4 of them. They went through.
Point is our government people, the civil service people, didn't agree with their conclusions and didn't understand until a month or so later, and that delayed our action plan. And I feel terrible about that. I mean, that's what drives you crazy about this. Most state employees are fabulous people, working hard, but in this particular case, there was a serious cultural problem where they were far too technical. And
yeah, so there's these people who are running things. that they just kept making mistakes. These people that were running things, me, the guy who appointed people to run things, ultimately it's your fault, but it's not. It's all the other people running things. I'm the governor. It's everyone else's. It's the captain of the Titanic. He's blaming the oar guy. And the guy who's running the machine, the guy who's on the thing. Oh, that guy's you're the captain of the Titanic. It's your fault. You appointed those guys. Okay, Jeb Bush, this is what he says about Rick Snyder's job, handling this situation.
Well, first of all, I think it's pretty clear that when you have local, state, and federal agencies not talking to each other, blaming each other, no one being held accountable, you get this result. And it is a tragedy. I admire Rick Snyder for stepping up right now. He's going to the challenge, and he's fired people and accepted responsibility to...
He's accepted responsibility by pointing the finger at other people who are below him that he put in those jobs. That's what he's doing. He's taking responsibility.
Heck of a job, Brownie.
Heck of a job, Brownie.
And by the way, one of the city managers was named Michael Brown. And he was put in twice. He was put in the beginning of the city management and then at the end. So he worked as a city manager there twice.
So this is from today, right? So as we went to air, I was watching a news conference with Governor Rick Snyder, and his new plan is to keep using the old pipes, but they're going to have to treat it somehow to get rid of the lead instead of just replacing those pipes. And so the question this reporter asks is, you understand that the people don't trust you anymore, right? Because you told them, it's okay. You're the guys who did this. You switched the water. You screwed them over. And then it took you 2 years to acknowledge that you were doing something wrong to them, right? So, and now you don't even have a plan to fix it. It took you that long. So Rick Snyder goes on TV and says this.
People to trust the lead pipes that made them sick, at least for a little while. Is that realistic? And you talk about it being a long-term thing that you're considering. A lot of people consider that to be short-term, get the pipes out.
So he's saying, we're gonna think about it. In the meantime, we're gonna use the same pipes, and don't worry, trust us. Wow. He's saying, don't worry, trust us. Here we go.
Well, in terms of short term, it's a lot of work to take out pipes, to redo all the infrastructure. That's a whole planning process. In terms of near term, in terms of coating the pipes, this isn't my opinion. This is an opinion we're getting from experts in this field. There absolutely is a trust issue.
Beyond the science, and talk about the emotions here in Flint.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't replace those pipes, a lot of people tell us they're simply not going to drink the water, no matter how many assurances they're given. How do you address that right now?
Well, again, as we go through this process, that's the process we need to be talking about. And that's the point of having third-party expertise, including people that helped identify the problem. Have them be part of the solution. That's why I really admire Mark Edwards, the professor, in his work.
But right now, it doesn't include taking pipes out.
Well, again, right now, the quick thing is, how do you actually get the pipes so they can be safe to drink based on experts, not political people?
So basically, Rick Snyder is saying, you know how we lied to you before and we poisoned you and we gave you lead for no reason? Well, we're not going to do it anymore, and we're not doing it because I'm telling you. It's the same. That's why you have to resign, because the same person can't fix that problem. You can't poison people on purpose and then say, sorry, we'll fix it.
Yeah,
you have to leave because people no longer have confidence in you, rightly so, because A, you're a liar, and he's a criminal, and we're going to show how he's lied about why they even have to switch the water. What do you want to say, Hank?
We don't ask arsonists to put out the fire.
That's right. That's right. You don't get exactly.
Well, I also have to say, during this press conference, it really does appear as if he has like a bit of muscle behind him.
Right. Why is there always a bald-headed state trooper behind a governor when he's talking? And what is it about being a cop that it's like they're angry at their hair? It's like they just want to get rid of it. If I could just get rid of the hair on my head, I hate it. I just want to get it. And if they actually have hair, it's like not only do they have to. They're all in a crew cut competition to see who can get their hair the shortest, and this guy wins.
Well, as a lifelong bald, I'd like people to know I went bald at 19. Baldness is menacing. I have a whole bit about this actually, about how there's bald villains throughout movies and history. It's So that's why you got a bald guy back there.
Because he's menacing.
It's intimidating. It's why the KKK shaves their heads. That's why I shave my head.
How are you supposed to ask a follow-up question when this kind of dude is standing right behind the guy?
That's what happens.
But there is here's the one positive, though, they're taking the water and they're bottling it and putting out a product, 5-hour cancer drink.